After the district tournament, Xhaka takes the Beyblade Club members to his dojo for training and to battle his team called Sword Flames. Also because Shu needs to get his arm treated by Xhaka's grandpa. They arrive at the dojo and find Shu. He tells them he won't be blading for a while until the national tournament. We're then introduced to another character named Yugo Nansui, and he's part of Xhaka's team. Xhaka takes the others to his training room and shows them a really cool looking stadium. This stadium is called the Shakadera Special, a stadium that has spikes around and is only used by his team. See, instead of using generic stadiums all the time, they use different kinds of stadium designs like in the original trilogy. Anyway, Vault challenges Xhaka to a battle, but Yugo steps in and challenges him instead. Yugo's blade is Jaeger Yggdrasil, or Yugen Yggdraon, and his beast looks like an older version of Torterra, but less cool. Their first battle begins, and the others hear a gliding like noise from Yggdrasil, and since it's an endurance type, it can spin for a long time. Yggdrasil counters Valkyrie's attack, and it hits one of the spikes and bursts it after it stops spinning. The first round ends with Yugo winning with a sleep out. Before the second battle starts, the others are thinking how Vault will win in this battle, but Vault has something up his sleeve. He uses both Flash Launch and Ultra Flash Launch on Yggdrasil and defeats him with a burst finish. We then have another flashback of Vault's past. It showed that Vault never gave up on anything, even when he was a little kid. Next is Vault's battle with Xhaka. Xhaka's blade is Xeno Excalibur, or Xeno Excalius, and is one of the coolest looking Beyblades in Burst so far. His beast is, believe it or not, a sword. Yeah. His ripcord even looks like a samurai sword. Anyway, the battle begins and Xhaka knocks out Vault's blade within 5 seconds. Damn. The others are shocked after Excalibur knocked out Valkyrie out of the stadium. But Vault, of course, is amazed of Xhaka's blade.
Just what I hoped! Mind blown!
I do what I can, but hey, your launch was pretty tight. I'm impressed. I can see how you got so far in the tournament. You're talented.
Don't say that. Why are you giving this kid credit? I mean, didn't you just blow him out of the water with a single hit ring-out finish?
Well, sure, but anybody else would have burst mid-air.
The second battle begins and Excalibur once again attacks Valkyrie fiercely and it hits one of the spikes. But Valkyrie didn't burst and both of the blades starts to lose its spin. The battle ends with a simultaneous sleep out. The third battle begins and Excalibur's spin is faster thanks to Xhaka's launch. Then Vault messes up on his launch in this round and the battle ends with Xhaka winning with a burst finish. After their battle, Shu explains to the others that Xhaka uses a special double-edged ripcord and that's what makes his launch strong. Anyway, after lunch, Xhaka takes Vault and his friends for some training. And I'm sure this is going to go well.
First off, we're gonna do some training that will strengthen your core and improve your balance. That's the way. Keep it up. Oh yeah.
I'm not taking this.
All right, now this'll help with mental strength and focus.
No chance. He can't be serious.
What's the matter? And of course, we definitely can't forget about strengthening our arms. For our final training, we'll be hitting the road. Sprint!
I am not okay with this.
After their training montage, Rentaro challenges Xhaka to a Bay battle. Rentaro tries to use his Rocktivore Zone, but of course it failed and he loses to Xhaka with a burst finish. Damn, he didn't even knock his blade out. The next day, they return to Xhaka's dojo and have themselves another Bay battle. But this time they're going to be battling in teams. Vault and the twins even brought girlfriend bread, Beyblade bread for the others. And they even made them in the style of the Beyblade Club, Shu, and Xhaka's Beyblades. But not for Yugo, because unfortunately they didn't have time to make one. Poor Yugo. Xhaka introduces the others another team member from his team named Ukiyo Kabuki, and is known as the Shadow Walker. And he says he's been watching them since last episode, and has been in the shadows. Which clearly showed he wasn't there and wasn't behind Xhaka nor Vault and the others, so that's completely BS. Xhaka explains the team battle.
This team battle will be king of the court.
How does it work?
Simple. One player from each team will face off. The winner goes to fight the next member of the team. If you lose, you're out. The last player standing wins. And their team, of course.
So yeah, basically a survival battle. The first team match is Daina versus Ukiyo. Ukiyo's Beyblade is Unlock Unicorn, or Uber Unicrest. And his beast or avatar is of course a unicorn. This is the third time in Beyblade a blader has a unicorn as his beast. The first one was of course Unicornian from the original trilogy, and the second one was Ray Unicorno or Ray Striker from the Metal Saga. Anyway, the first round of the team battle begins and Daina wins with a stadium out. Yugo explains Unicorn is a beast and is designed with a 9-bladed mane. It also has that horn on the top of the layer, so it has the advantage to win in the match. The next round begins and Daina unleashes Death Scyther and goes for his Quake launch, but Unicorn counters Death Scyther's attack and knocks his blade out with a burst finish. Damn. The next blader to battle Ukyo is Rentaro, and he says he will avenge Daina's loss and will win the match. Rentaro has a few words to say to his team.
It's like we're all looking out for each other. Real talk. I love that feeling. Makes me all warm and fuzzy on the inside.
Yeah, it's the truth!
Thanks, man.
Daina gives some advice to Rentaro.
There's something unique about Unicrest, but I'm just not sure. It's got a low center of gravity, which makes it almost impossible to knock over. You're gonna have to come at it with something unexpected if Rocktavore is gonna stand a chance. You can't ignore its power, so you'll have to use it to your advantage. But don't forget, the harder you fight, the quicker he's able to turn it against you.
Their Bay Battle starts and Rentaro uses a similar launch as Vault's. The first round ends with the simultaneous sleep out. Ukyo noticed Rentaro was using Vault's flash launch and insults him. Him and for some reason Vault get triggered. During Rentaro's second battle, he uses Rocktavore Zone against Unicorn and defeats Ukyo with the sleep out. While the others are happy Rentaro won, it turns out Ukyo was just toying with him all this time and gets serious. Ukyo unleashes Unicorn and knocks out Ragnarok with a burst finish. Damn, this blade is OP! After Rentaro's battle, Xhaka's gang heads outside and Vault decides to join as well. Daina stops Vault and tells him Kensuke looks upset and just randomly leaves again. They ask him what his deal is. Kensuke tells them since his family is running a puppet show, he has to move schools, and like other team members we had in the series, he leaves the team. Kensuke falls off a cliff and is saved by the others, and yet another deleted scene. They return to Xhaka's dojo, and the next player to battle Ukyo is none other than Kensuke. Vault was originally going to battle Ukyo, but the others decide Kensuke should battle instead. Kensuke defeats Ukyo with a burst finish, as well as Yugo. The final bladers for both teams are Vault, Kensuke, and Xhaka. Kensuke gets his ass handed to Xhaka, since he's an OP blader, and defeats him with a burst finish while using his special attack called Saber Strike. Damn, Kensuke lost his winning streak. Vault steps forward and the final battle of King of the Court begins. The first 2 rounds, Xhaka knocks out Vault's blade with 2 stadium mounts. During the third and final battle, Vault tries to use his Ultra Flash shoot, but fails, and we see the small sparkles coming out from the tip. The round ends with Xhaka winning with a burst finish, and the Beyblade Club loses. After battling Shaka's team, they head back to school and Vault trains with Kensuke one last time. While training, Valkyrie's spin becomes faster again, and Shu wonders if it awakened its true power. The others say goodbye to Kensuke.
We're gonna battle again really soon! I promise you!
Oh yeah, definitely.
110%!
More like 1,000%.
Don't forget about the rest of us!
Following that, we're introduced to another new character named Zack, and he's basically the male version of Ming Ming because 1, they're both popular and have a huge fan base, 2, they're both Beyblade stars, and 3, they're both singers. He also has a British accent, which I haven't heard in an anime since Yu-Gi-Oh! Zack is also one of the 4 Spin Emperors, or the Supreme 4, along with Shu and Xhaka. After a bunch of filler episodes, the twins have a Bay Battle at the skate park. Zack comes out of nowhere and he calls himself the Masked Blader, which just reminds me of when Benkei called himself the Masked Ball in Metal Masters. The twins take Zack to their house for lunch, and they take him to Wakia's place. Yeah, he's still in this show. Zack challenges Hoji and Wakia to a Bay Battle. Zack's blade is Zillion Zeus, or Zillion Zutron, and his beast looks like some sort of king than a devil. This is the second time in Beyblade a blader has a Beyblade named Zeus. The first one was of course Zeus, and was owned by one of the most badass and OP bladers from the original trilogy, Brooklyn. It also has metal balls on the layer, which I haven't seen on a Beyblade for a while since Drasil. Anyway, Hoji goes for his horse suit field, but Zack defeats him with an instant burst finish. Wakia battles Zack, and he once again removes his weights, and of course they deleted it. Wakia unleashes Wyvern and goes for his shield crash, but it looks like Zeus is deflecting his attack. The battle ends with Wyvern losing with a burst finish. After their battle, Zack leaves Wakia's place. Meanwhile, with Vault and Rentaro,
Nice going, Fumble Fingers. For reals.
we cut to Daina, and he remembers what he did during the tournament and feels guilty for what he did. Yeah, apparently there was a tournament after they battled Team Sword Flames, and the reason why I didn't mention it earlier was because it wasn't important to the story. I also have to mention Daina's voice actor. After the 20th episode, Anthony Kim, who is the voice actor for Daigo, left the show, and Sunrise replaced him with a new voice actor named Zach LeBlanc. It's similar to Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. They replaced the original voice actor for Chaz after episode 89, and they replaced the original voice actress for Alexis after episode 26. Daina looks at Death Scyther and talks with his evil self. Man, that's creepy. Shu has a pep talk with Daina.
But I'll tell you this, when I win, that's when I realize how glad I am that I'm going down this road.
Makes sense.
When I win, I realize how much it's changed my life for the better.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
Vault returns home and gets exhausted after his training with Rantaro. Zack gives him some girlfriend bread, Beyblade bread, so that he can be energized when he battles him. But it doesn't really help him because he's still exhausted from his training and thinks it's a dream. The next day in school, Shu tells Vault and Rantaro that Daina cheated in his match with Yugo and says he's going to apologize for what he did. Daina goes to Xhaka's dojo and tells them what happened. Yugo takes it well.
How dare you! Cheaters have no right to Beyblade! That's not what this game is about!
Hey, calm down.
Damn, Yugo needs to relax a little. I mean, sure, he did cheat, but at least he apologized for what he did. Daina visits his little brother at the hospital, and Shu's there to visit him. The next day is the semifinals of the regional tournament, and the final bladers are once again Vault, Orochi, and Wakia, as well as Yugo. It looks like both Wakia and Vault are in a mood. Vault's still depressed because of what he heard from Shu, and Wakia is still pissed that Zack kicked his ass. Man, this reminds me of when Mariah embarrassed Kai back in season 1. We cut to Daina at the skate park, and he decides to leave Death Scyther. As Daina leaves, a little kid that Daina thought he was Ryota returns his girlfriend, his blade. He then thinks about Vault and his little brother, and heads towards the tournament. The first match of the semifinals is Vault's battle with Orochi. During the first battle, Valkyrie starts to lose its spin. The first round goes to Orochi with the stadium mount. Daina finally arrives at the tournament.
Vault, wait! Daigo? Huh? Vault, I want to battle you! And not just once, I'm talking about hundreds of times!
Yeah, I know! So do I! No way is this gonna be the end of the road for you!
So does that mean that you'll let me into the Bay Club again?
Seriously, dude! What makes you think I'd ever let you quit the club?
Yeah, it's not like he kicked you out or anything. Daina cheers on Vault and gets his confidence back. He defeats Orochi with a burst finish and wins his match. The next round is Wakia's battle with Yugo. Wakia defeats Yugo with an instant burst finish. Damn. After the tournament, Principal Shinoda tells the Beyblade Club about the national tournament and how this tournament is going to be a team battle. Shu and Wakia joined the Beyblade Club to compete in the tournament, and they now have 5 members.
The Beigoma Beyblade Club is official! Congratulations, everyone!
Awesome! Right, that settles it. We're going for the win in the national team battles! What do you say, people?
Yeah!